Hey everybody, today is August 30th. Yes. 3:30 a.m. because I cannot go to sleep at all. It's probably going to fuck me up in the morning when I have to go to school. But today is August 30th, 2012. Welcome to the next episode of Z-Logs. The reason why I'm here is because I'm really bored. I don't feel like playing a game. I could be recording right now. I just don't feel like doing that. Well, I'm kind of recording, but I'm not recording for a video game. I'm not in the mood. And recording while it's nighttime, I don't want to wake anybody. Well, with a video game anyway. So I just do a Z-Log. So I was thinking to myself, what can I talk about in this Z-Log? And I think it's finally time I start doing something. With this next couple, with the Z-Logs I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be introducing something that I want to do in the Z-Logs. It's going to be two things. Well, the first thing I'm thinking of is rants, where I just rant about something that I dislike, or just expel my feelings of something and give it off. I kind of showed that off with my response to Waddler Dee's Let's Play movement and Let's Unite movement, and I'm gonna be doing some rants of things, random things, whatever I feel like ranting about. Second thing I'm gonna be doing is talking about top 10s and describing why I like the game and why it's in my top 10. So I don't plan the top 10 out. I really should, because this one I'm planning right now, that's what I'm gonna be doing. This Z-Log is about my top 10 favorite Mario platformers. And this is kind of going to be hard for me, because I have to really think about why I love these games, and it's going to be really hard for me. And as a matter of fact, let me just get a piece of paper over here. Let me get me this piece of paper and just write down my top 10 of all the Mario platformers there's ever been. I've got to name them all. This is going to be a little bit hard. Let me just put down what I think my favorite platformers. I could be original and not do from number 1 instead of that, but I think I should do traditional and be just, Okay, got my list now. And I know exactly what I'm going to talk about with this, so I don't have to worry about that. So, let's go ahead and start. On number 10 on my list of favorite Mario platformers is Super Mario 64. I know a lot of you immediately think, oh my god, Super Mario 64 up this high in the list? Yeah, I just don't really, I can't really. All the other platformers I've played, I like the most, and I feel Super Mario 64 has become extremely overrated, and I don't like how every game is all of a sudden automatically based off of it just because it did the style first. Sure, it did the style first, but that doesn't mean everything's a copy off of it. Just because Banjo-Kazooie uses a similar form of progression or anything like that doesn't mean it's automatically a clone. That's just like saying every game that's a platformer is an automatic remake of the first ever Mario Brothers game, which is just unfair. That's not fair. You can't judge a game by another one. It's just completely unfair. If they play completely different, then they're different games, especially if they're a different genre. You can't compare the two. But anyway, moving on to Super Mario 64. I love this game. I loved it when I was a kid. It's amazing. There's nothing I could say about it. But one thing about Super Mario 64, when I say it's on my top 10, I'm actually talking about the DS port. A lot of people will be probably like, what the fuck? But, I really like the DS port for adding a couple of things that really make it stand out compared to the original. The textures look better. The models are much, much better. The frame rate's a lot better, although the controls on the D-pad are kind of eh. Although now you can play the game on the 3DS thumb pad, and that feels so good. And the 3DS is a thumbstick, I mean. But anyway, yeah, that's I like that. I like the new character adding, because anything that adds Luigi in it is an automatic plus for me. Me being the Luigi fanboy I am, but I like the fact that they added that. They have all their own differences. Wario's in it. Yoshi's got importance in this game. And they added some new bosses, even like Goomba King from Paper Mario, which is one of the only instances of a Paper Mario character coming into a main series game. They renamed him Goomboss, but I always call it. I usually call him King Goomboss, but I called him Goomba King here. I'm probably gonna be calling him that. I don't know why. But anyway, I just like the addition of him, King Boo, Chief Grand Chili, and some unique bosses that weren't in the original. I like that idea, and that's pretty much it. I don't like how you can't finish the game with any character. You have to do it with Mario. That's annoying, because I would have. It doesn't matter, because it just has to matter that Peach is the one that kisses Mario. It's but I'm not gonna knock on it for that, because the game still is amazing, and even without the port, I'd still think it'd be my number 10 spot of all the Mario platformers. It's just an amazing game, and there's nothing I could really say about it that hasn't been said. So let's move on. Number 2 is Super Mario Brothers 2. I think every game you see from this point, you'll probably be surprised to see above Super Mario 64, but whatever. Super Mario Bros. 2 is, when I say Super Mario Bros. 2, I'm talking about the actual Super Mario Bros. 2. What is the actual Super Mario Bros. 2? It's Doki Doki Panic. Now, when I say that, I mean that Doki Doki Panic was the original idea. It was the beta idea of Super Mario Bros. 2. Super Mario Bros. 2 was converted into that anyway. So it was the actual, that's the tried true Super Mario Bros. 2. Super Mario Bros. Lost Levels is not. It may be in Japan, but you know, Doki Doki Panic still came out in Japan, and it was already the beta idea, so whatever. But anyway, Super Mario Bros. 2, I don't know why, I don't know what the factor is in that game. It's very different from a Mario game, and that's what really makes me love it so much. Super Mario Bros. 2, for an example I could throw out there, it's just the fact that Toad and Peach are somewhat useful in that game. But, you know, there's so many things I like about that game. It's got, when I'm talking about Super Mario Bros. 2, my preferred method of that, by the way, is the Super Mario Advance 1 version. I feel like the sound clips, the added features in the game, makes it even more enjoyable than it already is. And that's my preferred method of playing that game. But it's just that game is so much. It's a lot of fun to play, and it's a lot tougher than it looks. So it's a really challenging. It's a really nice challenging Mario game that you wouldn't expect to be a Mario game, because it doesn't control like a normal Mario game, but still it's fun, and I think it's definitely underrated compared to other Mario titles. That's all I can really say about it. I can't really describe why I love it so much. I just do. Anyway, the next game, number 8 on my list, is Super Mario Deluxe. Now, you might be thinking, well, Deluxe is just an adaptation of the first and the second, and the first game and the second game in Japan, which is Lost Levels. And yeah, you're right, but there was something about this port that had so much character into it. It had so much nostalgia for me. I mean, I would play this game all the time on my original Game Boy. Actually, was it an original Game Boy? No, I mean Game Boy Advance, original Game Boy Advance. You know, the wide one, Game Boy Advance wide. I would always play it on that, and I just loved the heck out of that game. I would do the Boo races, which were completely hard, but so much fun because it challenges your speed running skills, and that's really what got me into speed running. Sort of was actually Super Mario Deluxe's speed running things, where you have to find the quickest way to beat the Boo, and it was so much fun. One thing I liked was the fortune telling, the books, that if you had the Game Boy printer, you could actually print out some of the stuff, even though I've never had that. It was still cool. I liked the books and stuff, and I liked the concept art that you would get So I thought that was a really unique and neat thing that they added, and I really wanted to see more of that in. I really wanted to see more of that kind of character in Mario. It doesn't have many Mario games lack that feel where it makes you smile when you play it. Not saying that it doesn't make you smile when you play it in that kind of sense, because any Mario game you play, you're guaranteed to smile because it's always a good game. You're always, when you play a Mario game, you're guaranteed to smile from just fun and experience. But I just like that, factors like that. I like the overworld feature too. I thought that was pretty cool. Like when you beat the castle levels, Mario jumps on the castle. Very reminiscent of Super Mario World, which we will see later on this list. Spoiler alert. But yeah, just I really like that idea, and that's pretty much all I have to say about it. Next, number 7 on the list is Super Mario Bros. 3. Super Mario Bros. 3 is often considered the most overrated Mario game, right next to Super Mario 64, which I think is more overrated than Super Mario Bros. 3. But Super Mario Bros. 3 is overrated for a reason. It's an amazing game that just changed the face of Mario. Mario changed all of gaming when he first released Super Mario Brothers on the NES, and that was just a big change. And then he goes on a step further and just changes it even more with Super Mario Bros. 3 and how amazingly good that game was. That being said, I remember nowadays when I play Super Mario Bros. 3, I suck a lot more, but I don't remember sucking as much as I used to. I played the advanced port, I think, the most out of my years of playing it, but it's still the most fun I've had. I remember playing the e-reader levels. Not by me, because a friend of mine had the e-reader. I never had that shit. That shit was stupid, and they should feel bad for making it. But anyway, yeah. Super Mario Bros. 3, amazing game. There's not much I can say about it. Next on the list, number 6, is Super Mario 3D Land. This is a game that recently released not too long ago, just maybe about a couple months when the 3DS, probably a month after the 3DS was launched. And you know, it's not really anything groundbreaking. But it's addictive. I find myself playing that game a lot nowadays, and it's just a very addictive Mario game, and I love it for it. It's actually, I think, my favorite Mario game to speedrun, simply because it's a lot easier to speedrun this Mario game than compared to others, because of the roll jump. The roll jump is a very nice addition to that, and you can speedrun the game so much with that, and it makes it very fun to speedrun. And I like to speedrun games like Donkey Kong and stuff, but when you can speedrun a Mario game, that's when I really like it, because in my opinion, Donkey Kong platformers are better than Mario platformers. Not saying that Mario's are bad or anything. It's just that Donkey Kong has the right kind of physics, momentum, and speed to it. It's not too fast, and it's not too slow, and it's got a forward attack, which is also nice. Because one thing I hate was when you take touch damage from enemies in front of you. So if you got a forward attack that actually increases your momentum, it makes the game very fast paced. That's what I like about the Donkey Kong Country games, but I'll get into more of those later when I talk about Donkey Kong sometime in a rant or top 10 or whatever, I don't know. Anyway, back to Super Mario 3D Land. It's got a great level design. It pretty much runs on the Super Mario Galaxy 2 engine. The jumping is a little gimp though. It's very weird. I don't understand why did they mess with the jump from that game, but it works still the same. The long jump is in it. The roll jump is amazing. The Firefly, the Tanuki suit is really good. It breaks the game, but still fun. What else can I say about the game? It's often a little on the easy side, but when you're speedrunning it, it gets incredibly harder, because there's a lot of things that can halt your speed really easily. And yet, on saying that, there's a lot of speedrunning tactics you can do in this game. Many shortcuts you can take if you know how to take them, and it's just, I love that in a Mario game, because you don't get that with a Mario game. Mario's usually a straightforward move at the momentum of the game platformer, as well as 3D Land's more like a you can make your momentum faster if you know how to do it, like Donkey Kong. So I like that about 3D Land. And 3D Land altogether, it's got a unique charm to it. I like how you get the little pictures that use the retro style of Mario for the retro style official artwork for Mario, and depicting what's going on with Peach and she escapes. And it's really unique. And Super Mario 3D Land is a great game. Awesome addition to the Mario series. Definite recommendation, and it's my sixth favorite Mario game, Mario platformer. That's pretty much all I got to say about 3D Land. Next is Super Mario. Next for number 5 is a game that'll probably be surprising to all of you. For number 5, I have Super Mario Sunshine. Now, the first thing you guys are thinking is, whoa, this high on the list and la-di-da-di-da. Yeah, I know. It's really weird. I think about it, but I can't really explain what draws me to Sunshine so much. Sunshine's just a very fun game that I enjoyed. I love the levels, the themes, the music. I don't like the pachinko machine or the poison lake, but nobody likes that. The levels were interesting. The plot twists were nice. The story was very intricate for a Mario game, so I like that factor. Bowser Jr. is a nice replacement of the Koopalings. I don't know why everybody seems to hate him compared to the Koopalings. He's just the same thing, but in just one package. And he's more like Bowser than the other Koopalings anyway, so I kind of like that. That Bowser has a child that's actually like him compared to the Koopalings. Besides, he's not really any different from the Koopalings anyway. He's actually got a lot more personality than them. So, yeah. What's the deal? Why you hate Bowser Jr.? But anyway. The game's just really fun. I like FLUDD. I don't know why people don't like FLUDD. It's fun. The levels, the platforming segments of levels that go like do 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 ba. I love those sections. Some of them can be annoying, but they're really fun when they're done very nicely, and they usually are. The backgrounds are always interesting, and it's just altogether a very interesting Mario game to play, and that's what I like about Mario games, when they can keep my interest. Usually they do, but I like when they interest me a lot more than casual Mario games do. And that one does. It captures the essence of what interesting is with the plot twists and what Mario usually isn't. Mario usually isn't like vacationing and all this stuff, and it's just so nice to see that. So that's my 2 cents about Sunshine. I like it. It's my 5th favorite platformer. I don't know why. I tried. I bullshitted for a reason. Anyway, number 4. We have New Super Mario Brothers. Not New Super Mario Brothers Wii. Even though it's a okay platformer, I don't really like it as much as New Super Mario Brothers. And New Super Mario Brothers Wii is not on the list, but New Super Mario Brothers for the DS. When I first saw this game, I was like, wow. This game had this game was amazing, that it brought back Mario into the 2D genre after Mario 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy. It finally brought back Mario to the 2D era and combined so many elements from other Mario games, and I wasn't expecting that. Like the red coins from Yoshi's Island, the freaking the carry an item from Super Mario World, the original ending from Super Mario Bros. 1. It was all while combining a new engine for the game that felt fresh. It felt the same, but yet fresh. Because you can reach a top speed in this game that's a lot faster than other casual Mario games. Same thing with New Super Mario Bros. Wii as well. It feels like it's a lot faster paced than a normal Mario game because you move faster. And I really like that adaptation. There's no game-breaking items like the propeller suit or anything that's in New Super Mario Bros. Wii. There is like the blue shell, which is pretty much the Hammer Bros suit of the game. It can kill boos and stuff like that, but it's kind of hard to use effectively because of how it works. But it's still a nice item regardless. And there is the broken Mega Mushroom, which kills the final boss instantly, which makes me question why they put it in there if they were gonna do that. All the bosses suffer from a problem in that game where you can ground pound them, and that'll do 2 points of damage instead of 1. If you're Big Mario. So yeah, that's one thing that's they fixed in every game after that. But I still find that like a very important detail that they missed. Still, it makes bosses very easy in that game, except for when you have to beat bosses mini. And I'll always remember suffering to fucking Pokey Mummy and trying to kill him with Mini Mario, and you have to be really specific on where you ground pound on him, because when you're Mini, you can't kill anything by jumping on it. You have to ground pound, and if you miss just slightly, you'll miss his head and hit his body, and those are covered with spikes, which will instantly kill you. And I remember tearing my hair out to that, because Petey Piranha was a lot easier. You just have to make sure you don't be in the way of when he flies, and then when he lands. But other than that, he wasn't that hard. Slippery Ground was annoying, but he wasn't that bad. Anyway, New Super Mario Bros. Wii, it felt so refreshing to get a 2D Mario game, and the fact that it combined all of these elements from Mario games and meshed them together, I was just like, wow, this is amazing. So that's why it's number 4 on my list. Very high up. Now we're getting to the nitty and gritty of the stuff. Number 3. My number 3 favorite Mario game is Super Mario Land 2 6 Golden Coins. Wow. This game was amazing. It took the first Super Mario Land, completely shat on it, and made something golden out of that shit. But anyway, this game was awesome. Great music. They fixed the control. Unique power-ups like the bunny suit, which doesn't feel as ridiculous as the flying squirrel suit we'll be seeing sometime in the future Mario game, but still very reliable. Not broken, but reliable. The Fire Flower, which since you couldn't emulate color, they give you a headband that had a feather on it that symbolizes fire, but it was still interesting. And just unique level design. I like the Star Maze. The music was great. Mostly all an adaptation of one song. And I love when games can do that successfully while not feeling repetitive. I'm looking at you, New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I know you have some tracks. You Super Mario Bros. In general, actually. Although I prefer the first New Super Mario Bros. Version of that same song. New Super Mario Bros. Wii just is not as good in the music department. They have some better tracks, like the jungle theme and the jungle theme, the beach theme, and maybe the beach theme. The jungle theme, maybe the beach theme, and definitely the volcano theme is very, very unique and all awesome. I also like their remix of the castle, the tower, not the castle. I don't like their castle music at all. But their remix of the first New Super Mario. Anyway, back to Super Mario. Back to 6 Golden Coins. 6 Golden Coins was the only Mario game I've ever known to be somewhat non-linear. You can pick any world you want and do them in any order. It's very unique in that way that you can do it. So it was very it's a lot of you just do what you want in that game, and you eventually get to it. The worlds are unique, if not some of them are completely weird, like Mario Zone and Turtle Zone. Some of them are strange. The bosses are really weird too. Like the boss of Mario Zone is fucking 3 little pigs. I don't understand that, but whatever. You even see Tatanga in Space Zone, the shortest zone in the game, but still, it's interesting. And then you get Wario, who's the first appearance in this game, and he's been a stable character since. And the Wario boss battle, Mario's castle level is a complete bullshit, but Wario's boss fight was a lot of fun, and I like the fact that he tried to use your power-ups against you. Not many bosses do that, and I like that. It's very unique. And I played the shit out of this game. I don't know how many times I played it. Super Mario, but 6 Golden Coins, love that game. That's all I can say about it. Number 2, here we go. There's 2 games left. My number 2 favorite game is Super Mario Galaxy. Now, a lot of you are thinking, why not Galaxy 2? And yeah, Galaxy 2. What the thing is though, when I say Galaxy, I'm kind of actually counting both games, because you know Galaxy 2 doesn't really feel like a different game, although it has a shit ton of ideas and gimmicks that are different from the first one. I've always felt like it's just an extension of the first game, so I never really felt. But anyway, but besides that point, I like the first one more anyway. The first one felt more like an adventure in space, like the whole Mario in space kind of thing. That, you know, and it really felt more epic and grand when they were doing things. There was so many awesome camera shots. This is a very big nitpick of mine, but the sling stars, not the sling stars. I think it was the sling stars, the one that shoot you across the galaxy. They don't have the blue streams of light that you see until after you go through them. Super Mario Galaxy 2 did that. And it always showed you the predetermined path. I don't like that. I like it when a game's mysterious and epic in the way that you go in this path that is really weird and binding, and it kind of reminds me of the Sonic 3's the lights. The lights are not predetermined. You're not going to see where you're going. It's just it's an in the moment thing that looks nice and it's really cool, and it's a feature that I think that they could have brought back in Super Mario Galaxy 2. But anyway, the music was awesome. The storyline was epic. Rosalina's cool, I guess. The storybook room, her story was interesting, but it's only interesting the first time you read it. Anytime after that, whatever. They just haven't done enough with Rosalina to make her more interesting. That's my opinion anyway. They have the single greatest flying power-up in the entire Mario franchise, and they didn't do shit with it, which always pissed me off, but still, it was awesome. I'm referring to the Red Star. The Red Star is amazing, and they didn't do anything with it. It's the best flying power-up Mario's ever had. He has so much control and so much maneuverability with it, and not only that, but he gets red over black, which is so badass. But they don't do anything with it, and it bugs the crap out of me that they implemented this into the game, and you're not going to do nothing with it. That's like putting the ice flower in the game and not doing anything with it after the first mission. That would be annoying. Because why? Why would you put it in there and do nothing with it? That's what they did with the Red Star, and it pisses me off because it's such a great flying power-up that it didn't do anything with. But, and besides the point, it's still amazing. It looks cool. It gives you a red power star, which is the only one you can get in the game compared to the 3 green stars you can get. Mario only gets the 1 red power star, but it's still badass in every sense of the word. The bosses are cool and unique. The adventure is just amazing. The music is top notch. In fact, I think I can safely say that I think Super Mario Galaxy is my favorite Mario soundtrack of all time. Both Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 combined are just my favorite soundtrack combined. The soundtrack is phenomenal, and I gotta hand it to them. They really did their thing with that. And Super Mario Galaxy is just an all-around good game to play. Some people complain that the controls can be a little iffy. I never had that problem, so that never occurs to me. I don't think the controls are iffy in my opinion, but that's just me. So Super Mario Galaxy, my second favorite Mario platformer, which leaves only one game left for my favorite Mario platformer. Now, it should be pretty obvious, but let's go ahead and recap. First game, number 10, Super Mario 64. Super Mario 64 DS, moreover, but Super Mario 64 in general. Number 9, Super Mario Advance 1 or Super Mario Bros. 2. Number 8, Super Mario Deluxe. Number 7, Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario Advance 4. Number 6, Super Mario 3D Land. Number 5, Super Mario Sunshine. Number 4, New Super Mario Bros. Wii. New Super Mario Bros. Not Wii. Just New Super Mario Bros. Number 3, Super Mario Land 2 6 Golden Coins. And number 2, Super Mario Galaxy 1, and maybe just bunch 2 into that. So, what does that leave left for my favorite platformer? Why, it should be obvious. Motherfucking Super Mario World. Holy shit. Super Mario World. It should be obvious. It's my favorite Mario platformer 2D. It's my favorite Mario platformer and my favorite Mario 2D platformer of all time. It's amazing. Everything about this game was just done to perfection. The music, all an adaptation of one song, always phenomenal to hear, incredibly addictive. The level design, superb. Every level was great. And some levels are more annoying than others, but just every level felt great. The Yoshi, awesome in that game. I think that's, besides Super Mario Advance, besides Super Mario Sunshine, it's the only game I think I've named with Yoshi in it. Maybe Super Mario Galaxy 2, I guess. Sort of. I didn't really name that. But, moving on. The castle levels, the Koopa League, the boss fights. Kind of the weakest thing about it, but still alright. I could say they're even easier than the boss fights in Super Mario Bros. 3, but I'm willing to forgive that. Reznor, yeah. Fuck, what can I say about this game? I love the fuck out of it. I've played the game so many times in my entire life, and I'm still playing it. The Super Mario. I'm also talking about the Super Mario Advance port, Super Mario Advance 2. Super Mario World port, I mean. I've played this game so many times, I feel like I could almost play this game blind. It's just that I just know it that well. And I cannot express how much I love this game. There's one thing I haven't been mentioning is control. Mario World controls the best out of any Mario game. Even better than New Super Mario Bros., which I already think controlled pretty good. It's just the bread and butter of what a Mario game should feel like. Not saying that every other Mario game feels bad. No. Are you fucking crazy? What the fuck's wrong with you? But I just mean that, fuck. It's awesome. What the fuck? I don't even want to explain it anymore. Super Mario World's my favorite fucking Mario platformer. Deal with it. It's mine. It's not yours. Mine. My favorite. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I'm tired. I can't go to sleep. This was my Mario Top 10. Super Mario World's the best Mario game ever. Fuck you all. I'm kidding. I love every single one of you. Thanks for watching. Good night.